Hello, you could use this guide to improve your results or your question answering skills in paper 1, especially if you're going to sit for exams in 2027, 2028 and 2029. So here is a sample case study, and I have gone ahead to highlight application words or evidence words that you could use as you answer your questions, especially on part B, part C and part D. So all the words in red could act as very good evidence as you write your answers. So usually part A requires you to only give knowledge, and you get this knowledge by revising your notes. So in this case, I've just given you the definition of motivation. And then in part B, you just state your answer, and then you state it with an application word. For example, if you look at part-time employees are flexible, that is an advantage of part-time employees. But then when I go ahead to use the word festivals and celebrations, that gives you a second mark, which we call an application mark. And then the same applies, of course, for all the other answers, like you can see. On part C, you'll always be required to give a knowledge point. You analyze it or explain it, and then as you explain it, you identify and use a relevant application word. So in this case, for example, the first point, job rotation, this could help staff become multi-skilled and more flexible when producing handmade cards. We have identified the point. We are giving an advantage of job rotation, the good thing about job rotation, and then we are using application from the case study. And the same applies for all the other sample points that I have given you. And lastly, part D. Do you think Ruby should change the payment method she uses for her employees? Justify your answer. Now, if you could go back to look at the case study, we are told about two payment systems, piece rate and hourly rate or time rate. So in this case, this means that the question is talking about two things. That is why I have gone ahead to give an advantage of piece rate for Ruby. I've given a limitation or a disadvantage of piece rate to Ruby. And I've done the same for hourly rate, because like I said above, this question is asking about those two methods of payment. And then I have chosen what I think is the best method for Ruby. So in this case, I am supporting or picking piece rate system for her, for him. But you could also think or choose time rate for this business. But as long as you argue out your point well, you'll obviously have all the marks. I pray and hope that this guide helps you to do better.